Chapter 4 The Final Stand. The sky above the camp darkened as the Zalari fleet appeared, their ships blotting out the sun. Captain Elena Reyes stood at the forefront, her gaze steely as she surveyed the impending threat. "All units, prepare for battle," she commanded, her voice cutting through the tension. A chorus of acknowledgments followed, and the camp buzzed with frenetic activity. The combined forces of humans, Varians, and Terran soldiers readied their defenses, each member acutely aware that this could be their last stand. "Captain, the Zalari are deploying ground troops," Nova reported, its holographic form flickering. "We have less than 5 minutes." Elena turned to Commander Eric, who was coordinating the Terran forces. "We need to hold them off until we can get the Endeavor operational." Eric nodded, his expression grim. "We'll give you the time you need. Just make sure that ship is ready to fly." Lyra, standing beside them, spoke with calm determination. "My people will aid you. Together, we stand a chance." As the first Zalari soldiers broke through the tree line, the air filled with the sounds of battle. Energy weapons fired, and a clash of metal rang out as the defenders engaged the invaders. Elena moved through the chaos, issuing orders and ensuring her crew's safety. "Jack, take the left flank with the Variants. Keep them from breaching our perimeter," she shouted over the din. Jack's response was immediate. "On it, Captain. We'll hold the line." The ground shook as an explosion erupted nearby, sending debris flying. Elena shielded her eyes, her ears ringing from the blast. She turned to see a Zalari war machine advancing, its massive frame bristling with weaponry. "Nova, we need a plan to take that thing down," Elena called out. Nova's response was swift. "Direct all available firepower at its joints. Disable its mobility, and it will be vulnerable." Elena relayed the orders, and a concentrated barrage of fire hit the war machine, targeting its joints. Sparks flew, and the machine staggered, its movements growing erratic. "Keep it up!" Eric shouted, joining the effort with his team's heavy weapons. The war machine finally collapsed, a cheer rising from the defenders. But the victory was short-lived as more Zalari poured in. Elena's heart pounded with the realization that their defenses were starting to buckle. "We need to fall back to the ship," she ordered. "Everyone move!" The defenders retreated in an organized manner, covering each other as they moved towards the Endeavor. The ship loomed ahead, its repairs nearing completion thanks to the combined efforts of the Terran engineers and the Variants. "Nova, status report on the ship," Elena demanded, her voice tight with urgency. "Hull integrity at 80%. Engines online. We can initiate takeoff in 2 minutes," Nova replied. Elena glanced around, ensuring all her people were on board. "Eric, Lyra, get your teams inside. We're lifting off." The Zalari pressed their attack, desperate to prevent the ship's escape. Elena and her crew fought back fiercely, holding the invaders at bay long enough for everyone to board. "Nova, take us up!" Elena commanded as the last of the defenders scrambled aboard. The Endeavor's engines roared to life, and the ship lifted off, rising above the battlefield. The Zalari fired after them, but the ship's newly fortified shields held firm. As they ascended into the atmosphere, Elena took a moment to catch her breath. The camp below shrank from view, the Zalari left behind, unable to follow. "Captain, we've made it," Jack said, his voice filled with relief. Elena nodded, her expression softening. "We couldn't have done it without everyone's efforts. This was a victory for all of us." Lyra stepped forward, her bioluminescent markings glowing softly. "Your bravery and unity have earned you our respect. The Varians will remember this day." Eric placed a hand on Elena's shoulder. "We've shown that together, we can face any threat. The alliance between our peoples will only grow stronger from here." Elena smiled, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment. "This is just the beginning. We have much to learn from each other, and many challenges ahead. But today, we proved that we can overcome anything together." As the Endeavor soared through the stars, the crew looked ahead with renewed hope. Their journey had only just begun, and the future was filled with endless possibilities. The strength of their unity would carry them through whatever came next, and they were ready to face it, side by side. The horizon expanded before them, a canvas of infinite potential. United in purpose and spirit, the crew of the Endeavour embraced the challenges and adventures that awaited them, knowing that together, they were unstoppable. Alex, surrounded by monitors and alien tech, frantically worked to ensure the defense systems were operational. His fingers flew over the controls, integrating the last of Zarek's modifications. "We're ready, but this has to work. There's no room for error." Emma, leading a squad of elite soldiers, positioned herself at the forefront of the defense. Her eyes scanned the horizon, watching as the Krell ships descended. "Hold your ground. We've trained for this." The tension was palpable, each second stretching into eternity. Suddenly, the Krell launched their first attack. Beams of searing energy lanced through the air, striking the city's defenses. Explosions rocked the landscape, and the battle for Earth began in earnest. "Activate the shields!" Alex shouted, his voice strained but determined. Energy barriers shimmered to life, absorbing the brunt of the Krell assault. The ground forces returned fire, human ingenuity combined with alien technology creating a formidable counterattack. The air was thick with the scent of burning metal and the acrid tang of smoke. Sarah, coordinating from the command center, issued rapid-fire orders. "Focus on the weak points Zarek identified. We need to break their formation." Zarek, despite his weakened state, stood by her side, providing critical insights. "Target their propulsion systems. If they can't maneuver, they're vulnerable." Emma's squad engaged the first wave of Krell ground troops, their training and resolve evident in every precise movement. "For Earth!" Emma shouted, rallying her team as they pushed forward, their weapons blazing. Amidst the chaos, Alex noticed a critical failure in one of the defense nodes. "Sarah, we've got a breach on the west side. If we don't fix it, they'll overrun us." Sarah's mind raced. "Emma, can you spare a team to secure the west perimeter?" Emma nodded, signaling to a subset of her squad. "You heard her. Move out!" The battle raged on, each moment a testament to human resilience and determination. The Krell, though powerful, were met with unexpected resistance. The combined efforts of Sarah's strategic genius, Alex's technical prowess, and Emma's unwavering courage turned the tide. However, the Krell were relentless. Their ships continued to bombard the city, their ground forces pressing hard against the human defenses. Despite their initial successes, the human forces were pushed to their limits. "We're not out of this yet," Sarah muttered, her eyes locked on the holographic display showing the battle's progression. Zarek placed a hand on her shoulder. "Your people fight with a strength I've never seen. Don't lose hope." Sarah nodded, her resolve hardening. "We won't give up. Not now, not ever." As night fell, the city was a battleground, illuminated by the constant flashes of conflict. The human forces, though battered, held their ground, their spirits unbroken. The dawn broke with a crimson sky, the horizon ablaze with the aftermath of countless battles. The city, once a bustling metropolis, now stood scarred and battered. The Krell's relentless assault had pushed humanity to its brink, yet the spirit of resistance burned brighter than ever. "Incoming!" Alex's voice crackled over the comms as another Krell ship descended, its weapons primed. Sarah, standing amidst the ruins, felt the ground tremble beneath her. "All units, hold your positions! This is our last stand." Emma, her armor scorched and battered, rallied her remaining troops. "We fight to the end! For Earth and our future!" As the Krell ground forces surged forward, the human defenders braced themselves. The clash of weapons and the roar of battle filled the air, each moment a testament to humanity's unyielding resolve. In the command center, Alex frantically worked on the alien tech. "Zarek, we need that signal now. It's our only chance." Zarek, his energy waning but his determination unbroken, adjusted the final components of the communication device. "It's ready. I'm sending the distress signal." The device hummed to life, emitting a pulsating beacon into the vast expanse of space. The message was clear: Earth was under siege, and they needed allies. Sarah watched the sky, her heart pounding. I hope your people get this in time, Zarek. Just as despair began to creep in, a glimmer of hope appeared. A fleet of ships, sleek and unfamiliar, burst through the clouds. Zarek's people had arrived. Reinforcements incoming! Emma shouted, her voice filled with newfound hope. The new fleet engaged the Krell with ferocity, their advanced weaponry cutting through the invaders. The tide of battle began to turn as the Krell, caught off guard, struggled to regroup. Sarah's eyes glistened with tears of relief and determination. We're not alone. We can win this. As the combined forces of humanity and Zarek's allies pushed back the Krell, the sky lit up with the brilliance of battle. The ground shook with the force of explosions, and the air crackled with energy. In a final, desperate move, the Krell flagship descended, its massive form casting a shadow over the battlefield. The air thrummed with tension as it prepared to unleash a devastating attack. We have to stop that ship, Sarah said, her voice resolute. It's now or never. Alex nodded, his face set in determination. I've got a plan. But it's risky. Emma, ever fearless, stepped forward. Whatever it is, we're in. Alex outlined his plan to infiltrate the flagship and disable its core. It was dangerous, but it was their only hope. As they made their way to the flagship, the intensity of the battle around them surged. They fought through waves of Krell soldiers, their unity and resolve unshaken. Reaching the core, Alex began the delicate task of disabling it. The seconds ticked by, each one fraught with tension. The core pulsed ominously, a heartbeat of destruction waiting to be unleashed. Almost there, Alex muttered, sweat dripping from his brow. With a final, decisive action, Alex disabled the core. The flagship shuddered, its power waning. The Krell forces faltered, their leaderless assault crumbling. We did it! Sarah exclaimed, a triumphant smile spreading across her face. As the Krell retreated, the battlefield fell silent. The city, though scarred, stood resilient. Humanity had faced the brink of extinction and emerged victorious. Zarek, though weakened, smiled. Your people are remarkable, Sarah. You've earned your place among the stars. Sarah nodded, her heart swelling with pride. This is just the beginning. Together, we can achieve anything.